Before we start, I just want to make sure, do we have an echo? Is there an echo? I just want to make sure the sound. Um, I left my headphones in Reno, so I don't have any headphones or anything like that, but I want to make sure there's no echo because I want to play this video for you guys, but I hate if there's an echo. Man. No echo? Okay, perfect. All right. I will go ahead and play the intro to let more people come in the room. But I wanted to shout out Leo is the channel that we're going to be watching. Also, shout out to 7 Mile Radio, Marc D. He actually confronted Shannon and Markita, who are the aunties of Shannon Harris. So I want to go ahead and play this video for you guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. What's up, everybody? It's your boy AT2 here. Welcome to another episode of Talk the Real Deal AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling today? This is a serious topic, so I'm not going to do too much communication. I see everybody in the chat. We're just going to go ahead and play this video for you guys. Again, Marc D from 7 Mile Radio, he actually showed up to Shannon and Markita's home. Now, it's not actually their home. They just live there. So Chris is actually dating Shannon's twin, Markita, and he basically felt uneasy with Shannon being there. He didn't really know too much about the case, but as he has now learned, yeah, it's a lot of controversy going on with this. So with that being said, he called Marc and was going to give him an exclusive interview or whatnot, right? And he said at the time, Shannon and Markita were not there. Well, when Marc showed up, Shannon and Markita, they were there. So this is the confrontation. Also, the cousin Roxy, who has been working on trying to find out what happened to Nazaya, is also there too. It gets heated at a certain point, but the confession at the end, when she actually says that she made Nazaya take a pregnancy test and she wanted them to stop recording. That tells us everything that we need to know. So let's go ahead and get into it, you guys. Here we go. Pull it up for y'all.
I know y'all had a whole lot to say about me on live, but now y'all see. Hey, y'all on the phone. Who y'all on the phone with? None of my business. Oh, none of my damn business. You don't want to answer no questions like, where's the baby at, man? I said, where's the baby at then? Y'all don't know?
I don't know. You go ahead and record me. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, see that? Before, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so why you recording? Come on in.
Well, I'm interviewing now.
Come on up. Come on in. Conversation. Come on in.
So what kind of so why is the lies on the stand? I mean, y'all told me one thing. I don't know which one of y'all is Shannon and which one is Shannon and Markita, first off. Oh, that's why you're looking at me like that.
Yeah.
So, to let you guys know, Shannon is the one with the brownish, blondish ponytail, and then Markita is the one with the all black hair. But the one with the colored ponytail, that is Shannon.
What's the deal, Shannon?
What's the deal, Mark?
So you like fucking with pedophiles, huh?
And he gonna say the P word a lot, but yeah, that's the one that has the children with Jarvis and was living with the grandma Annette. Yeah, that's the one.
Am I one? No, of course not. Why, you want to fuck with me? Is that why you asking? Oh.
Excuse me.
Move out the way. Now you want to move. Okay, well, go ahead.
want to come out here and talk.
About what?
Whatever the conversation gonna be on.
About
You
what?
said we can answer questions, so what's up?
You already asked me questions,
No, I
answered it.
I got more questions, so come on.
No.
Come on. Come on out here and talk. What's the point of answering the questions right here?
What motherfucking questions? I don't gotta answer nobody questions,
You just said you
my
wanted.
dog.
You just said you wanted to.
Who? You did?
Here we go with the retard shit.
You are retarded.
So I'm saying you was the last one to see her alive, right?
Yeah. Before school.
Before school. So what
I
happened?
told y'all that.
So what happened after school though?
You figure it out. Y'all got everything right. Yeah. Everything.
So now she running. Like, so now what you going here for?
And that's a Roxy with the beige jacket. That's the cousin. So that whole room with the mattress on this looks like a whole trap house. So this will let you know, like, this is the way that Naziah was living. Like, granted, this is not their home, but these look like unsavory people. So just imagine what Naziah was going through. Let's continue.
Well, he said he wanted you out of here. You ain't want to leave, so that's why we're here.
Oh.
Your boyfriend.
I'm on the phone with the landlord right now. Like, what you mean? Like what you mean? Like, he's here off the track of my love, sister to me.
This is house.
Who?
This is house.
This who house?
It's our house.
Tina,
Don't act like
upstairs
that.
right now.
You can come over.
Yeah,
Because
you on the
you-
lease.
you
talking
on
about
the
this,
lease.
you talking some this, but you lived with your mama when he moved here. First of all, he stayed around the corner. He wasn't even staying here. And we ain't gonna do that.
I know.
But don't walk up on me though. I ain't walking towards you.
But this is
I
my
can
house.
walk towards you. I don't give a fuck. This my house.
Right. This my house. Get him. This my house. Do that. This my house. We're not doing that. Hey, this my house. Hey, this my house. Okay. This is my house.
This my nephew out.
Okay.
I ain't about to touch
You
her.
trying to make it seem like it's just
I'm
his house.
hot.
It's not.
I'm hot.
I'm hot too.
Okay, well don't
I'm
walk
hot
towards
too.
me.
The fuck?
Okay. Well, he live here too.
I didn't say he did. So what you mean?
Okay.
You going on off script? What you mean?
Don't get mad.
So was you jealous about Jarvis messing with Naziah or what? Like, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to her.
I said who? I said I have no need to be jealous of a 13-year-old. That's my niece.
Right.
Trying to ask.
One thing that is apparent is that the family obviously does not care about Naziah at all. They don't care. They haven't shown one bit of emotion. Like, for a family member that is missing, you just expect some kind of emotion, and we have not gotten any emotion from them. Like, the most we've gotten is anger. And it's not anger because she's missing. It's anger because they're being questioned. And they know that they fucked up. That's what it is.
Me some dumbass questions.
I'll let Roxy do that.
No, Roxy. No, how, Roxy? No. You wanted to do this. Y'all wanted to do this, right? No. For what, Roxy? For what? For what, Roxy? For what, Roxy?
I got a 13-year-old.
Baby, I'm not on the defense with nobody. I said what I said, and I stand on 10 toes down on everything of what I said. Point blank, period. Chris, let me call you right back. Huh?
I'm bluffing you, put him on speakerphone because I know he talking ignorant.
That's the one call you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Look at me going off now. I can hear that.
Who's she on the phone with?
The brother just got out of prison.
I'm the sister that only got 9 brothers, no sisters.
Didn't want to tell us where she was at. Told me to figure it out. I got everything else. Questions is rolling in too fast in the comments for me to.
And I want to let you guys know. So Marc D, he actually lives in Detroit, and he was on this a year ago when she first went missing. So he's been a part of this whole thing. So that's why a lot of people trust him as far as like the family and stuff like that, because he's been one of the first people to report on this. And now that it has gotten national attention, obviously more people like me and other content creators are covering it, but he was like one of the first. So, you know, I definitely wanted to explain like, well, how he even get in the house, you know, it'd be a little weird with some of these people, but that's how he has a close relationship with him, with like people in the family and stuff. And I noticed the weight loss too on them. Yeah. It's either the stress or the crack. You choose. Thank you, V. Yes, he does.
Y'all didn't want to double, y'all.
Who, the landlord?
Oh. I gotta go. You just gonna feel some type of way, but I see here and make sense out of shit. They're putting this house in danger.
Say what now?
Your kids live here. The landlord. I would straight tell them. Twins is putting this house in danger. Y'all kids live here. There's people after them. Why would you want them here? Not if you don't feel safe at all. And you shouldn't have to live like that. In his own motherfucking house. And that was motherfuckers.
So Chris, the guy that called them over there, like I said in the beginning, like he basically did not feel comfortable with the situation or what's going on. He honestly didn't know. And so now discovering everything that's going on with the case, he's like, I don't want Shannon here. And that's what you hear, like the grandma in the background, all like, yeah, my nephew should feel comfortable in his own home.
Shake it. I ain't never shaken my motherfucking life, man. I can't even do shit comfortable. I don't even want to be heard. I don't want to do shit, but I know.
So I'm giving the privacy of that conversation to Roxy. Is the reason why I'm not over there with the camera, right? I'm giving this privacy to Roxy because whatever she's asking her right now, I mean, that's the reason why I called her over here, because she said this is her family, and apparently she hasn't seen them since all of this. This is her first time seeing them throughout this whole debacle. So
he does eventually go back over there, you guys. Don't worry.
Come on this bitch every day. This shit is crazy. You gotta fuck that young that shit is my motherfucker. Yeah. Ain't heard me. I ain't been talking to him. Please don't do this. In my house, please don't do that. Please. Keep saying you're doing enough.
trying to find out who you I don't talk to nobody.
Don't block it, nothing. Let me see.
You keep saying that she's still alive. I don't know. Is she?
Y'all hear that?
Do you think she is?
Last time we was.
I mean, just do you think she is?
I don't know. Nobody.
You said last time.
Have you
What?
had a con? So
Last
from
time you had a
this
conversation.
is my one question. From the ninth. No, just let me. For one, when they said when your mother asked you was she there, my first place I would have went was to the shop because that's where y'all let her go. That's my first. Fuck calling him. Fuck asking him. My first place was going to listen, because I
Well,
got
she
a
was
13
missing. Why you gonna say?
this is what one question. This one question I want to ask.
Wait a minute.
From the ninth. Okay,
We're not gonna be able to have a conversation, y'all.
I didn't even have to ask. Excuse me. Okay.
Let's just stop.
This is one question, and then I'm done. From January the 9th till he turned himself in February 7th. You and him never talked about this baby being gone. Never, ever said nothing. Not one thing.
I know.
I can't believe that. From the
Thank you,
9th
Nene.
to the 7th, you never had one conversation with this motherfucker that should cut his dick off.
I'm not going to answer any questions that you don't feel comfortable answering.
No, she don't have to.
It's not
I just
even
wanted
about
to ask.
feelings uncomfortable.
She don't have
It's
to
not
answer.
even
I just
about
wanted to
feelings
ask.
uncomfortable.
Because that was fucking with me.
She's an outsider looking in.
With a 13-year-old daughter.
Period.
Now, real quick, something that has always disturbed me is that nobody really has any smoke for Jarvis. And there's a video that I'm gonna play from TikTok where this lady, she's popular on TikTok, by the way, and she was saying that we have a lot of anger towards the women in the situation, but it seems like the man who is the predator, we have no smoke for. And I feel like on my channel, I give a fair enough criticism to Jarvis. Like, we know that he ain't shit, but I think the reason why it seems that the focus is more on the women is because the way they're reacting and how they're protecting the man. And so naturally, we feel that women are supposed to be protective of children. And so when they're not, they're more criticized than the male, even though the male is the one that did. Does that make a little sense? Well, I'll play you guys that video later, but I just kind of wanted to put that in your head and then we can discuss it.
So
Yes.
I got a question.
Yes. That your
Why
question.
can't
I can show you my baby go look like
why
that
you
baby.
keep coming here?
Excuse me?
Why you keep coming here?
Because I can. This is my sister. If she want me to come over here, I can. You wasn't saying it when you was staying at my house for 2 months because you didn't have a place to stay.
First of all, I don't have people looking for me trying to fuck me.
Who's looking for me, baby?
world.
I'm not hiding.
The world.
I'm not
It
hiding.
looks like it.
How?
You ain't going to work for one.
And that's
you
Shannon's-
over here
Shannon
where
talking
you usually
to
don't
Roxy.
be. Where nobody
First of all,
will think you
what you need to
Only
do
thing I
is
wanted to say,
don't
like,
put our job
and then I keep
and what
telling
we
you not
got
to come
going
here,
on.
but you keep coming.
But I can come here as long as my sister say I can come here.
Y'all both-
If she's
y'all both
inviting me over
Y'all
here,
both disrespectful.
I can. You disrespectful,
You're
nigga.
not understanding the situation.
How, nigga? You not even understanding the situation. Go ask to invest in something. What you need to do is worry about your son.
you want.
Okay.
Worry about your son.
I'm glad he ain't around y'all.
And I'm glad.
The fuck?
I'm glad.
I am
Fuck.
too.
You got
Don't worry about me. You worry about your kids that you have with a pedophile. You worry about your kids and that pedophile.
I ain't fucking
The
him.
fuck?
Shit, you wasn't saying
I
that.
got
Question for those of you who've been following this case since maybe not the beginning, for longer than I have, which I've just been covering this for the last week or so. Were Shannon and the grandma Annette, were they involved in like the searches looking for Neziah? Now, do I think that they actually were searching? No, but were they involved in the searches? Do anybody know that? because if my family member was missing, I'm still going to be out there searching for them. Like, I'm not going to give up. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's my thought process.
One, you got
When she was missing, can I ask you something?
No.
When she went missing, why would you say she might just be out fucking?
Everything that I said is that's what we got from her friends. Everything that we got from what I said came from her friends. So I just repeated it. That's what they said.
Mark. Yeah, whatever she was saying.
What you're not gonna do is try to bogart whatsoever.
Take that way.
No, I'm not talking about you. I was making sure they shut it. It's time because I already know how she let me girl. She goes to a house. And I'm a snap on any motherfucking body. On any motherfucking body.
Oh, okay, V. Thank you.
Everybody comes the wrong way in your life. Right, slow down. Slow down. My daughter's 13.
And hello, everybody coming in the room. Like I said, I'm not going to do too much introductions and saying hi to everybody because this is a serious topic. So I don't want to distract from what's going on. But I see all of y'all.
He just got accepted for Cass Tech. She ski, swim, skate, dance, motherfucker play basketball, everything. And when the fuck she walked past me with her phone,
Get out to Mark.
What's the end result? You want her out?
Oh, I really want her out. Like, this shit is to the point where I'm about to talk to the landlord and literally talk some sense that makes sense on she don't need to be here.
Yeah, because it's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Yeah. Very, very.
And the way this shit acting, I already know I'm gonna have to deal with some shit when y'all leave. I'm gonna try my best to ignore them.
So, and thank you for asking, answer for people just coming in the room. So again, this is Marc D from 7 Mile Radio. He's been working on this since Neziah has been missing. And so he's in Detroit. So he's close to some of the family members like Roxy. So Chris, who is with Markita, the twin sister of Shannon, let him know like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with her being here, talking about Shannon and this case going on. Like, he had no idea the full extent of everything. And so now that he knows, him and his family don't feel comfortable with Shannon staying there. So Shannon is not staying with her grandma Annette. She's staying with her sister Markita, her twin sister. And so Marc D showed up with Roxy initially just to interview Chris, but Shannon and Markita had showed up. They were already there at the home, and so this is why the confrontation is going down right now. And they're trying to get answers like what happened with Neziah.
But let me get closer.
Ain't nothing gonna happen.
I might get locked up and knock them 2 bitches out.
I'm about to go to my club, and I'm gonna come back before I go
I ain't got time for
and
this
I
shit,
live
bro.
2 houses behind my club, and I'm gonna come back before I go around the corner to my house from my club.
But I ain't gonna do shit. I'm gonna mind my business.
I'm in a motorcycle club. I will not say which one,
You know,
but I will come back.
They need to go on somewhere else. For real. No. It ain't like I'm the one that's doing some fucked up shit.
Well, yeah, man. I just wanted to give you the platform to see what you say what you had to say. And all of that type of shit.
I can't even get it all out because there's too much going on. A lot of shit going on. I can't even get it all out.
It's deeper than what you even said, huh?
Hello? What is? What is?
Nice meeting you.
Who is this? Look, I've been trying to get rid of the problem for the longest. Why would they be scared? Why they scared? Ain't we not? It's nobody being loud. If you understand the problem, you will see what's going on. I'm trying to get rid of the problem, but they won't go. How?
Yeah.
So, as I understand, because of what's going on, the landlord has been notified, and they're trying to evict them, basically.
This is family. This is family. This is family. This is her family. What are you talking about? Oh God, this is her family. This is her family. She's talking to her own family. How is her talking to her own people a problem? They want to talk to her. You can come over here. Roxy is right here. That's her family member. She's talking to him right now. I ain't trying to have it on no front street. I've been trying to get rid of it. I've been trying to get. Okay. Mom. Mom, can you Mom.
And don't worry, he's going to move the camera back on them. I just don't want to skip forward a couple of minutes because I don't want you guys to miss the part where she talks about the pregnancy test, but it'll get back to it. Don't worry. And please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
She don't even know Janelle did not. Or you talk to Janelle about something. That was no. That's not how it went at all. This is when I found out I was pregnant. I took a pregnancy test and I asked her how I was pregnant. I said it's each month with one. So
Damn, it's really low. Damn, I'm gonna have to record this part and then like re-upload it for you guys so you guys can hear it. But yeah, she basically said she asked her if she was pregnant, so she took a pregnancy test. And so 2 lines mean that you're pregnant. She said there was 1 line, and then the second one was faded. That's what she said. So I'm gonna try to do that one more time. Hold on, let me rewind that back. Here we go. Here we go. Put your ear to the phone or put your ear to the TV or something. I don't know.
Or you talk to Janelle about something. That was no. That's not how it went at all. This is when I found out I was pregnant. I took a pregnancy test and I asked her how I was pregnant. I said it's each month with one. So yeah. The pregnancy test. This is with Janelle. I don't want to be with her.
She didn't want to record it.
Pregnancy test and she you
said, no, I ain't said that mistake. And I said, tell me that he had one big one. And he did not speak. So he did it so
All right, and then it ends right there, you guys. So my question is, did she tell the police this? Or is this something that's supposed to be off the record? Because, mind you, the police is going to listen. If the police hasn't already subpoenaed them, because, mind you, Mark deleted the video off his Facebook. Other people have recorded it, which I said Leo was this content creator. I went ahead and put the link so you guys can listen to the whole thing and hopefully hear that part. But, yeah, there you have it. There it is right there. There is another video that I wanted to play you guys. Remember there was a testimony from Naziah's cousin, Naziah's 9-year-old cousin? Well, the dad had a live on Facebook where he was basically sounding off on what happened because they had to end up kicking him out because he was having a visceral reaction to what was going on. Like his 9-year-old was confessing because Jarvis was trying to mess with his 9-year-old daughter. So we're going to go ahead and listen to that live right now. And listen, there's more information on Facebook than there is on YouTube. Facebook will put you down a long rabbit hole. So again, this is Naziah's cousin's father. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. One moment. Here we go.
You keep going, man.
Oh, thank you, V.
Oh, what up, Woo? What up, man?
He'll get into it. Don't worry, y'all.
What's going on, man? They blocked my other page. I mean, because motherfuckers run their mouth. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. You hear me? You hear me? Like, I'm just tired of motherfuckers just think they can just say anything and everything and really don't know what the fuck they talking about. Like, yeah, that girl was failed by her grandma and auntie. But was she fast? I'm not gonna say that. She wasn't out here texting and fucking any boy and every boy. She was groomed to what the fuck she was into. So it's like motherfuckers don't know the situation or what's going on outside that household. My daughter was involved with that shit. I didn't know nothing about it until my daughter came out. You hear me? So it's like motherfuckers just be on Facebook talking, running their mouth. Don't know what the fuck they talking about. End of the day, that nigga did it. Now, did the auntie know about it? Yes, she knew about it. Did the grandma know about it? Yes, she knew about it because the nigga been fucking with that little girl since she was 10 years old, 11 years old. Now, yeah.
So he's letting it be known, like, yeah, they knew about it. Like, this wasn't we had no idea. No, they knew about it.
Her auntie did it. The grandma covering it up. No, the fuck, the auntie didn't do it, man. She know about it. And anybody in that household that knew that nigga was a pedophile.
No, Nate, they're free. They're not in jail. That was just them in the other video.
Like, the shit deep, nigga. The shit deep.
It should be.
Like, really, like, overwhelming to the point where, like, everybody that's involved, nigga, shouldn't be alive.
And I'm gonna keep saying it, nigga. And ain't nobody gonna change my thoughts on anything. I don't give a fuck, baby mama, none of that, homie, none of that. And I want everybody to tap in and hear this shit, bro. Like, you can't call this little girl fast because she said she want to have a threesome with a nigga that she been groomed by. You can't call this little girl fast if she telling the same nigga that she sneaking out with that she living at her grandma locked the doors. This how I know. They got something to do with it.
What's crazy to me is that the conversation, and to even put it on Naziah being fast, or what was she doing with a grown man, and not putting it on the grown man grooming this little girl, because what she know about threesomes and trying to invite other people, and what she know about that? Obviously, this nasty perverted bastard put all of that stuff in her head. A 13-year-old don't know about anything about threesomes or anything. Like, what? Huh? Are you kidding me? We'll go ahead and continue.
Where that ugly lady at?
Who?
Oh,
She been gone.
man, I feel like Tay took my charger, bro. And I'm out there no cussing her out, bro.
That's where she been gone. Your mama came in and left. But everybody just has got something to say. My daughter ain't gotta tell me the grandma and Jane involved. It's the way that it's how the shit coming out their mouth. The lies. What's up, stranger? It's the lies. First of all, you said that the nigga ain't been in your house.
Mm.
Second of all, you said that the nigga and the daughter said the nigga 50-50, he come and he don't, and he sit in the driveway. That's a lie. I done seen him in the house multiple times before I even knew who the fuck the nigga was. This is what I'm saying. Everybody, he told Shannon. Shannon knew. So everybody around that whole situation knew the nigga was a pedophile. Real shit.
So this is important because remember they were trying to say, oh, he would wait in the driveway for the kids to come outside. They made it seem like he was hardly ever in the house. If he was in the house, it was like for a couple of minutes.
And everybody keeps saying this girl was fast, or this girl was a little hoe, or this girl was this and that, this and this. That means you saying my daughter was a fast little hoe. Or you saying his daughter was a fast little hoe that he raped and gave a disease too. Catch up, monster. If y'all been watching this shit since it been going on, y'all need to catch up, because at the end of the day, some of y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
I do not know if the kids were removed. And I don't know if Annette, the grandma, lost her foster children. That's one thing that I haven't been able to confirm. Does anybody know if the kids have been removed from Shannon's custody and or Annette, the grandma's custody too as well?
Real shit. And my daughter brave as fuck to get on the stand and tell what that motherfucking retarded ass, wicked ass, hoe ass nigga did, nigga, to her cousin. You would never tell me nothing wrong, bro. Do it hurt? Fuck yeah, it hurt. Oh, you didn't know about that. See, you need to catch up, monster. I mean, it's the principle about life, bro. Like, y'all need to understand, bro. I mean, you got these sick ass monster. Yeah, man. You know, my daughter is Naziah's cousin. I mean, the nigga tried to rape my daughter, and nigga, he raped her. He seen what happened, nigga, at the shop and shit. You feel me? She had to testify the other day or whatever, long story short. But you gotta understand, bro. The nigga, man, y'all, man, listen. And that's what I'm saying. That ain't came out, did it? You didn't even hear about that, huh?
I apologize. My mic was off. What I was trying to tell you guys is that Shannon, with the 5 kids with Jarvis, she was the one that said that everybody deserves a second chance when she was asked, like, why would you have this man knowing his past and his history? She said, well, don't everybody deserve a second chance? So y'all heard that, right? Let me know if I was wrong about that, but that's what she said when people asked, why would you have this pedo around?
But yeah, what up, what up, man? Yeah, man, nigga, the shit deep, nigga. The shit deep. And everybody talking about this little girl fast, this little girl hoe. She talking about threesome and all this and that. Nigga, she was groomed by a 40-year-old man. She was groomed by a 40-year-old man. He raped his daughter and gave her comedian, nigga. Or gonorrhea, one of them. Man, listen, bro. The nigga in jail, bro. Like, nigga, I swear to God, nigga, they kicked me out the courtroom the other day. No, he didn't get my daughter nigga, he didn't get my daughter shit, bro. Nigga just tried to rape my daughter and fucked and raped her cousin in front of her. Man, them nigga, they got that nigga wrapped up in PC. That nigga ain't about to, that nigga gonna die when he go to motherfucking prison, though. But my thing is, Miss Marshall, everybody talking about her being fast, or her being a little hoe, or her this and that. You can't put that off on her. She's 10, 11 years old, innocent. Her auntie and them allowed this nigga to come and take her innocence. They allow him to come and do this thing, bro. Come on, man. They know that nigga, this little girl was sneaking out. He was sneaking out with him. Man, come on, man. My daughter the older kid that literally niggas stepped out and testified. And everybody got something to say about her. Like this nigga, like him being 40, like he ain't contributed that, being the way she is. When you ain't never heard about her, you ain't never heard about this girl on Instagram fucking no other niggas. You ain't never heard about her on Facebook out here fucking these young niggas. You ain't never heard her out here running around fucking no other type of niggas. You only heard about her fucking this nigga, talking about what she want to do to this nigga, talking about what she want to have with this nigga, and nothing else. They need to wake up at the end of the day. When it all boiled down, he was allowed in that household. He was in that household. They let him in that household. They let him wander around that household. The grandma always upstairs in her room. So basically, the kids and the auntie and them had the household. I mean, real shit. Like, this nigga in her house at 2:30 in the morning in the basement. Come on, man. Come on, man. What she know about?
I'm sorry, I was still on mute. I said this makes a lot of sense when he said the grandma was up in her room. Basically, Jarvis was able to at free will do whatever he wanted. She wasn't paying attention. She probably one of those grandmas like, don't talk to me, don't speak to me, don't knock on my door, leave me alone, don't bother me, y'all irritate me, blah, blah, blah. So this makes a lot of sense. That's why Jarvis had free will to do whatever he wanted to Nasiah. Sick. Very sick.
About taking a shower before she had sex with a grown ass man or with a man, period. She 11 years old. Y'all steady talking about how she fast and this and that, bro. Come on now. Ain't no little girl in the world, bro, fast at all when they innocent is taken, bro, by a grown ass 40-year-old man, bro. You feel me? Nigga, like I said, my daughter was around that. My daughter was around that. My daughter used to live with them. My daughter witnessed shit my daughter witnessed shit in that motherfucking shop, bro. My daughter witnessed shit in that shop. It wasn't like she ain't witnessed nothing. It wasn't like she just peeked or didn't see nothing, nigga. She spoke up, nigga. She spoke up, bro. And it's like, I just hate that the fact, bro, motherfuckers always got something to say, bro, about something they don't know nothing about. They don't know nothing about, bro. Like y'all understand, like, shit. That's like somebody they know or somebody y'all know getting raped or their innocence getting taken away. Who said they wasn't? I said that. Who said they wasn't? Who said they wasn't? I said that. It ain't aunties. I mean, it's aunties. I mean, but who said they wasn't? I never said my baby mom was innocent. My daughter was, but I never said my baby mom was innocent at all. But I know for a fact she wasn't innocent. I mean, she wasn't fast as fuck. I know for a fact that. Innocent, I mean, shit, at the end of the day, shit, everybody that knew that he was a pedophile is guilty. If you want to be honest. Just like. No, Shannon, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. My baby mama didn't know. Shannon knew. You didn't see Markita on the news? But at the end of the day, the reality is motherfuckers speaking on this situation don't know shit about it. How can a young little girl?
I have questions about that too, as far as Markita not knowing. Markita had to have known. Put a 1 in the chat if you think the twin sister Markita knew about what was going on. Put a 2, you don't think she knew.
How can a young little girl be fast when she wasn't fast? Yeah, the whole story is bullshit. You feel me? Like, the auntie knew that the nigga was a pedophile in 2012 when they first started talking. She got 5 kids by that nigga. You feel me? She had to tell her sister. Now, don't get me wrong. This is my daughter's a victim. You feel me? I'm not taking up my baby mama because my baby mama lived with them. My daughter was a victim. You feel me? Her cousin was a victim. Her other cousin was a victim. And so on and so on. So we don't know how many victims was little kids that was in the household. What I'm saying is, Motherfuckers talking about this little girl was fast, this little girl a hoe because she said she wanna have a threesome when she was groomed into all this shit. She was manipulated by a grown-ass man that's 40 years old to all this shit. It ain't no this and that and that. No. This little girl wasn't out here, nigga, on Instagram texting and fucking any other nigga or any other young little boy. She wasn't out here sneaking out with any other young little boy or any other grown-ass man. She was sneaking out with this nigga, man. 2, 3 in the morning, he's sneaking in the house with her in the basement. But y'all don't hear this. Exactly. And that's what I've been saying. Like, at the end of the day, you know you're a pedophile. You should have never had her around your family anyway, your nieces anyway. You feel me? My daughter came on one day, and this the crazy part. My daughter came and told her that she went home. This is when my daughter wasn't. I mean, like I said, my daughter left with them, came back and told her other cousins and them that she had a secret, but she didn't tell them. So when the shit was hitting the fan, my daughter came out and said everything that went on. But if she was, like I said, then
wow, that is crazy. So his daughter said she had a secret, but didn't tell what it was. And one thing, because even I was a child, when I think about certain things, like, you will, as a child, you will try to protect the perpetrator sometimes. Like, you be all like, oh, if my parents find out, they're going to be so mad and blah, blah. So you try to cover it up. Well, not even cover it up, but you don't tell because you're worried about the perpetrator rather than yourself. You're almost protecting the bad guy when you're the actual victim. Like, it's a whole psychology with that, because I remember when I was a kid and there's certain stuff that I didn't share when I was a kid because I was protecting the perpetrator rather than, yo, this is deep. This is very deep.
You know about him being a pedophile, that mean the mama knew. That mean the grandma knew. You feel me? Y'all allow this grown-ass man to groom this girl to something she shouldn't be. She should be busy. She should be pregnant. It's wild as fuck. Real shit. Like, I just hate that motherfuckers speak bad on her more than they speak bad on this nigga, bro. Because at the end of the day, that's like any grown-ass nigga that got a mind frame to fuck with a little-ass girl need to be killed. I'm not the judge and I'm not the prosecutor, so I can't tell you why they not locked up. But they need to be. They need anybody that knew he was a motherfucking pedophile and let him around their kid. But at the end of the day, shit, I don't think that's a crime. You feel me? I don't know that. See, that's the thing. I don't live with them, so I can't speak up on that. But I know they weren't looking for that little girl. They didn't look for that little girl till everybody else started looking for that little girl. They didn't look for that little girl till Roxy started looking for that little girl.
That answers my question from earlier when I said, did they even help with the search? And you guys were all like, no, yeah. So he basically confirmed it. They weren't helping until Roxy, the cousin who's been really trying to uncover what happened and what's going on, they didn't start until she started. So that makes a lot of sense. Crazy. And I wanted to say something too. What I find strange, and I don't know if maybe the police weren't able to pull up all the text messages, but you remember they were reading the text messages of between Naziah and Jarvis. Like, they would have to have talked at least more frequently than what we've seen, because if you look at the messages, it was like one time in August, then 2 times in September, then 1 in October, then 1 in November, and then they didn't talk until January 9th. Like, are you telling me that they had no communication? Like, only like their communication was that sporadic? Like, it wasn't like continuous, like every day, every week? And especially the way this girl, this little girl, mind you, was so in love with this man, they only had barely any communication. Like, did they see each other a lot more? And maybe that's why they didn't really have to text. And like, I have so many questions why those texts were so sporadic and not like continuous. Like, if I'm in a and I hate to even say relationship, because this whole thing is not a relationship. He groomed her. But when we are adults in a relationship, we talk more frequently than once every blue moon. You guys understand what I'm saying? Put a 1 if you understand what I'm saying. Like, were they not able to retrieve all the text messages? Because mind you, the ones that have been printed out, those were deleted. Those were deleted text messages. So I'm just wondering how come they weren't able to get the other ones. Like, that's very weird to me that they weren't able to get all of them. Because why were the messages so sporadic like that? It just didn't make any sense to me. Kids do lose so it could be multiple different phones. Oh, yeah, a lady. You're right. Okay, she has a point. So I take that back. They don't want to show all their cards yet, because the trial that we seen, that was just the preliminary to see if it can go to court. Because the thing about this is that there's no body. We don't know where Naziah is. And so there's no actual concrete evidence but the text messages. And so they probably don't want to play their full hand. So they didn't read okay, that makes a lot more sense. Because I'm all like, it had to be more communication than just that, you know? Yeah. All right, let's continue.
So, I mean, I can't speak up on that. But what I can speak up on is her innocence of not being a little hood rat little hoe. I mean, well, I mean, they lied on it. They lied in trial. They lied on the stand. The grandma said the nigga never been in her house. The nigga never been in her house. The nigga don't never come in her house. You feel me? But the nigga be in her house. The nigga be in her house, and she know the nigga be in her house. No, they didn't report it until January 9th. I mean, January 10th, the day after. They didn't start looking for her for a couple of 2 or 3 months after, when Marc D was on.
One more thing. I wonder, did they use WhatsApp? Because I don't know if it's still like this, but remember at a time WhatsApp was encrypted, so they couldn't get those messages from WhatsApp. So maybe they did use like a third-party app. I know they use the Text Now number as well, but Text Now, I think you can retrieve those. But I wonder, did they use WhatsApp as well too? So that's a good question. Regarding the text messages. All right, here we go.
Motherfucking when Marc D start looking. But then Auntie said the nigga do 50-50. Nigga sit in the driveway, and then the nigga knock on the door. But the text message say that the nigga be in her house all night, all day, all night, basically.
Oh, okay.
That nigga ain't just going over there, and that nigga ain't just going over for Naziah, bro. That nigga was going over with Shannon, doing that to that girl. And they knew about it. That nigga had all the motherfucking mind corrupt.
Grandma Joy, I don't know.
That nigga, man, manipulated, whatever the fuck you want to say, corrupt all they mind, from the grandma to the auntie to the baby, man. And I fought them auntie. If you don't think something wrong, this nigga raped his own motherfucking kid, or raped his own motherfucking kid, mama, whatever the fucking situation is. Yeah, the mother is a big suspect. I mean, the grandma is a big suspect of this, man. They was in cool. Come on, man. This nigga took her to the abortion clinic. When the media said she was talking to the dad, she said the little girl asked my grandma why she lied. Oh, man. That story keep changing up. The grandma and the aunties. They ain't protecting each other. They trying to she protected. Don't get me wrong. She trying to protect her daughter because she know her daughter was in the middle of it. I'm never gonna change that, bro. I'm never gonna stop that, bro. She know her daughter was involved with this by her knowing that the nigga was a pedophile. And that's my story, bro. I mean, I didn't want to do it, and I hate to get on here, bro, but I'm tired of seeing what the fuck this little girl's wrong of, and what the fuck he did was fucked up, but it's all on her.
You know, that's a good question on whether or not he knew about Jarvis's history. I want to say he didn't, and the reason why, because I'm just thinking about just casual conversation with people, or when you see people, I mean, they don't come and tell you, hey, I'm on the list. Like, they don't willingly tell you that, so I don't think he would know. And then knowing Shannon and Markita, they wouldn't share that information with him, so I don't think he knew in that case, because like I said, one, that doesn't come up in casual conversation, and two, we know how they protect Jarvis. They wouldn't have said it. No.
And she was fast. I don't see that. See, they blocked my other page because motherfucker reported me, you know? But motherfuckers need to understand, bro, this shit is a serious situation. And I'm going to say this again, ladies and gentlemen. If you got a nigga around your kid, make sure he know your kid. Or, my bad, if you got a nigga around your, hey, Bree. If you got a nigga around your kid, make sure you know that nigga. I don't give a fuck, bro. If the nigga a pedophile or nigga got something on the record that's fucked up, you need to know about. Y'all need to investigate these niggas like y'all need to investigate these niggas and be on y'all kids like y'all be in these streets and in the clubs, my baby. Real shit. Real shit. Bree, how you been? Everybody got something to say. But then nobody get out there and look for the little girl. Everybody got something to say. This shit is tiring, man. If the girl, if Naziah is gone, let her rest in peace. If she not, man, inshallah, she make it home. I can't say because she got to be fucked up with something going on. Mentally, she fucked up. I just hope she make it home safe if she not dead, man. But, I mean, if they got him for murder, man, 9, 10, something, just directing them to be dead. Yeah, they worry about the nigga cheating on them and being in the club and being in the streets. They worry about the motherfucking nigga background or who the nigga really is, or is he a pedophile, or is his, come on, man. Or is my daughter being fast out here? Or my daughter, y'all not worried about what the nigga doing? The nigga be cheating on you.
This is Marquita's baby daddy. This is not Chris. He's I'm trying because I heard that he spoke out as well too. He did some kind of Facebook video. I've been trying to find that, but I can't find it for some reason. But I heard about it.
Been fucking your daughter right under your motherfucking nose, and you don't even know it. Or you know he cheating. Come on, man. That shit's sickening. Or in this case, cheating on you with your D's. Fucking your D's, and you don't even know it. You gotta know something. Y'all gotta know something. They ain't going in and out that house every day or every night, and y'all not knowing he in that basement. And I'm gonna say this again. I think him and Shannon had a threesome with that little girl, boy. I just speak what it is, man. They manipulate that little girl mind. They fucked her brain up. So she didn't get the love from her mom and her dad, and her grandma said she had to get the love somewhere else. She wanted the love so bad, and she couldn't get it, so she got it from somewhere else. And somewhere else probably caused her life. Somewhere else might cause this girl her life, man, and the love she really wanted was supposed to be right there in her family, bro. The love she really wanted, man. Everybody think it's cool, man. Everybody think it's good, man. It's great, man. That shit ain't nothing. That shit's sad, bro. That shit's sad. No, man, no.
All right, so that was the end of that one. He did another live, but I'm not sure what that one is about. But let's go ahead and pull it up here. Let's see. Oh damn, I got music.
This is about Naziah here, Naziah this, Naziah that. Worry about your motherfucking kids. Worry about who touching your kids and if your daughter a hoe or if your daughter fast or your daughter this and your daughter that. Y'all motherfuckers is miserable. We know that her grandma failed her, her auntie failed her. We know they took advantage of her. We know this and that. We know it all. Yeah, we find this shit every day. My daughter go through this shit every day. We find this shit every day. This shit ain't new. I mean, what was they at a year ago? What was y'all at a year ago, nigga? What was y'all at when she first came out missing? Nowhere, nigga. Nowhere, nigga.
Okay, that's kind of disappointing. So, from what I gather from that, he's probably upset that everybody been coming to his page trying to get answers. But I mean, you put yourself out there, so people want to know about Naziah. They're not going to care about whatever you got going on because we don't know who you are. All right. So anyway, and again, like I said, I don't know if the kids are in his custody or I don't know if they still have custody of the kids. I hope not, but knowing that they haven't been charged, talking about Annette and all of I think they probably still have custody of the kids because they haven't been charged. So you can't just take somebody's kids away from speculation. Let me go ahead and pull up this video. Like I told you, I wanted to pull up this video because this TikToker was all like, basically, we're putting the blame on the women and not the men. So I wanted to go ahead and play it, and then we can have a discussion about it.
I've seen a lot.
All right. So how do we feel about that, you guys? She has a point. Ha- a lot of people didn't like when I brought up the dad, right? And granted, rest in peace to Naziah's father, but Naziah's father had a whole situation because he had ended up getting Naziah's mom pregnant while he was married. But you've seen him more vocal and more out there when Naziah went missing. And he was sad and distraught, rightfully so. But at the same time, you felt this little girl. And a lot of people didn't like when I said that, but I feel like as the father, you messed up. However, you also signed over your rights to that grandma. And where are the uncles? Where is everybody? Where was everyone to protect her? I feel like it was more than just the aunties. It was uh, the family as well. And as I understand, that family has a long history of abuse. Like someone said, 40 years of abuse. So I'm sorry to say, but it was more than just Annette and her kids. It was a lot of other people as well too. Because 40 years, that means that a lot it's been within the family. You know what I mean? Oh, Michelle said, I have said it before. Men are afraid of other men. It is possible they are victims themselves and still afraid of. Yeah, yeah, that definitely could be. That definitely could be. 40 years of CPS cases. Yes. Oh, and definitely CPS DF. I don't. Every state calls it something different, but CPS basically failed as well too. We're not absolving them. Trust me. But who in the family is going to break the cycle? All family goes through traumatic things, right? Let's not pretend like we all have perfect families. However, somebody in your family has to break the cycle. And unfortunately, I think for the Harris family, no one has broken that cycle. And I just realized everything adds up with the dad not being in her life because Naziah has her mother's last name. Typically, at least in America, right? In America, we all have our father's last name. When someone doesn't have their father's last name, assume something is going on, something ain't right. Because even if the dad ain't shit and ain't in the child's life, they typically have the last name. So that lets you know something ain't right about that situation. Now, also too, because I hate to move on to something else, but I wanted to mention this as well too. Did y'all hear that the school actually accounted her on being in school on the 10th? So the following day, so she went missing on the 9th, right? But they have her marked as present on the 10th, the next day. So that's conflicting information. So I want to know, did they accidentally mark her as present or what happened with that? That part's not making any sense to me. And the school definitely did fail her as well too. There is a list of failures. The judge, when she actually gave her I don't know if you call it the recommendation, but she moved forward with the trial. I guess recommendation. She actually mentioned, let me see. Okay.
Defendant to Joyce's death. In this case, we don't have the same facts or circumstances. I do agree, this is a circumstantial case, and circumstantial evidence is sufficient for a bind over and even conviction. Today is January 9th, 2025, exactly 1 year, from the day Naziah Harris disappeared. Before I get into the charges, and the main charge of premeditated first-degree murder, I have to speak on Naziah Harris and the community who failed her. And I am only presented with certain evidence. I don't know the whole story. The attorneys know more than me, the family knows more than me. But from what I have heard over the last 4 days and 5 days total, is that several people failed her. I don't know where her mother is. I don't know anything other than that she was forced to live in a home where she was not protected or given the adequate attention and love. I don't know where her father is. I don't have any mention of him in her life, no presence.
Thank you, Web family.
Cordell, aka King, and all the men who saw Jarvis butts hanging out and always around these young girls, including Naziah, and his 9-year-old daughter going up to the shop to clean up his shop. The school counselor who never showed up, or the person who was supposed to show up if that counselor was absent, after Naziah was on the floor on the day she went missing, saying that she needed to speak to someone and speak to a counselor. There's no mention of CPS, but I want.
So again, the judge said that she requested to speak to a counselor that morning. Let's rewind that back.
She went missing, saying that she needed to speak to someone and speak to a counselor to show up if that counselor was absent. After Naziah was on the floor, went up to the shop to clean up his shop. The school counselor who never showed up, or the person who was supposed to show up if that counselor was absent, after Naziah was on the floor on the day she went missing, saying that she needed to speak to someone and speak to a counselor. There's no mention of CPS, but I wonder what their involvement was over the years, because this was not just a 1-year thing. There are text messages at least from 2022.
Text messages that go all the way back to 2022. So again, they said they know that they've been messing around for a couple of years because the text messages go back from 2022. And again, she wanted to talk to a counselor that day that she went missing. And there was no substitute counselor or nobody that could like help this girl. Wow. Because what if Naziah was getting ready to tell, like, hey, this is what's been going on to me. I need help. Like, that's what the school counselor is supposed to be there for.
To her adoptive grandmother, Annette Harris, whose testimony, in my opinion, was very questionable. I understand why the people put her on the stand to establish Naziah's residence and the houses on Bedford and the regular routine, to establish also that Naziah was not a runaway child, that she was not a bad kid. I do believe she adopted Naziah. I do believe that she had 6 kids in the house. I believe that Naziah had on a dark hoodie the day she went missing, and that she had on red and black Nikes that day. What is hard to believe is that the defendant never came into the house as she testified. And there was also a minor that testified that he did as well. Text messages that show between him and Naziah that he did in the basement, saying he was going to the shower, stealing her panties. He was always lurking around that house and asking for Janiyah and Zaniyah, from what I know. I even thought about the breakfast routine and saying that all the kids like eating breakfast at school. Did they have a choice? I don't know. But to always send those girls up there to clean up the shop raises questions. And how were there 2 women in that house who have birthed children themselves who did not notice that Naziah was pregnant, and I believe she was, and not having her period anymore? But then after hearing text messages today begging Jarvis for pads as if she didn't have anyone else to give them for her. And what stood out the most was when
they were very neglectful. Very neglectful.
Annette Harris stood on the stand, and she learned around 6 p.m. that Naziah did not come home from school, and said she looked around for her and decided to wait until the next morning to call the police. Without a tear, without emotion, or any expression of being devastated. And to her Aunt Shannon, who also showed no emotion, expression of being devastated from Naziah going missing. She stated that she had friends help look for Naziah, but was directed to just wait until the morning to call the police. A grown woman who likely suspected something strange going on didn't feel the need to call the police either. They were both able to go to sleep at night without hearing from Naziah or having any indication that she was coming home that night. And of course, the defendant, who I will get to in a minute. I don't know who else failed Naziah, but the community did. As far as the people establishing probable cause, I will focus on count 1 as it's been stated that there is no connection with counts 2 and 3. In count 3, I will amend based off of the motion and the testimony I heard that Naziah was 12 and not 13 at the time that Jarvis Butts had sexual intercourse with her. The prosecution is correct. You do not have to have a body to establish first-degree premeditated murder. It would have been a much shorter exam had her body been found, but this is where we are. In the last 365 days, no text messages. We all heard today and yesterday that she was very active and frequently texted. No social media for a year. We heard through testimony that she was also active on social media. No phone calls, which she was also able to do according to testimony. No physical sighting of her by anyone. She never came back to school. No one has seen her. Medical records dated from July 2014 to October 2023 indicated that she had no life-threatening medical issues that would lead to a natural cause of death. The black hoodie found in the area of Seven Mountain Berg with her DNA and blood on it. The holes in the hoodie consistent with some sort of struggle, violence, or weapon being used. And we know that there were no holes in that hoodie when she wore it to school. We saw a picture of her in a black hoodie on her last day that everyone saw her. I do believe her grandma testified truthfully about the sweatshirt that she had on and that was practically new. And the border agent who said that no evidence of animals would have destroyed the clothing or the shoes to possibly lead to animals tearing up that hoodie.
Is that where the alligator thing, I hate to even bring that up, but is that where the alligator thing came up? Because they said possibly an animal could have got her clothes. Is that where that came from, y'all? Is that where the alligator thing came from? Because that alligator thing was stupid. That was stupid. If an alligator is in Detroit, it's not supposed to be there. Just like here in California, alligators aren't natural to California. So there would be no... Oh my God. Be careful with those conspiracy theorists, you guys. Be very careful. And I'll tell you guys this. Question what I say. I don't mind if you guys question me. I don't mind that at all. But I feel like with a case like this, you shouldn't be playing around with people's lives and creating an alligator ate her and being so proud to say that openly about an alligator eating this girl. This is not a freaking fantasy book. This is a real life situation. But I'll get off of it. I'll get off my high horse. Here we go.
The clear glasses found in the blue Nissan the day after she went missing. The behavior of the defendant when he snatched those glasses. They looked exactly like the glasses she had on in her last picture, according to the witness. The shoes that her brother described as the same shoes that were found also in the area of 7 Mile and Bird near the hoodie.
Right, and it's
While this is
winter.
still probable cause, the evidence all points to Jarvis Butts. His locations, him being seen with her last, the abortion searches, the abrupt silence between the two of them in text messages, and the constant lies he told throughout the entire investigation. And they were proven to be lies with text messages and other testimony. We may never know what happened, but from what I heard today and over the last 4 or 5 days, it appears he intended to perform what he thought was a do-it-yourself abortion on Isaiah and went south, and instead of seeking medical attention for her, he intentionally killed her and tried his best to cover it up. As much as I want her to be alive today, there is at least probable cause to show and believe that she's dead and she was murdered by Jarvis Butts. Mr. Butts, stand up. You've been sitting over there for 4 days with your head down, sitting between and behind your attorneys with your mask on and taking vigorous notes. I want you to pay attention and listen to everything I have to say. I have been trying to figure out for the last 5 days, you. At one point, I thought you were cognitively impaired in the beginning of this exam. And then maybe you had the brain of a 10-year-old, and that's why you were doing such things. But as I heard,
And by the way, that alligator thing, somebody actually did that somebody did do that, you guys. I didn't just make that up.
more and more testimony, you're just the true definition of a pedophile. Watching you laugh and brag about all the women you have with different women and the children and the girlfriends, and making babies to groom them and having them in your presence, cleaning up your shop, and the little girls around you, has landed you here today. You groomed Isaiah. You played mind games with her. We all heard that. You controlled her emotionally. She was exposed to so much.
So Grandma Joy, they have lakes where they are. They don't have swamp areas. And correct me if I'm wrong, anybody that lives in the Midwest area, or well, not just Midwest, Detroit, they don't have swamp areas. It would be lakes.
At such a young age. The text messages between you two were disgusting to hear. And to think that she had you saved in her phone as bae for life. Isaiah deserved so much more. And while I mentioned other people that failed her, Jarvis Butts, you are the monster in this whole picture. She did deserve love from her parents and everyone who was in her life. She was ignored, she was neglected, and you took complete advantage of that. She wanted someone to love her, and she will never know what that feels like. Your children deserve more. As much as defense counsel has raised issues on count 1, all that has done is raise the question of fact for the trial fact, which means that this would be for a jury or a judge to hear in Third Circuit. I pray for the healing of all the victims and the young girls and possibly boys who have come into contact with you. As a community, we should look at this case as a prime example of how much work we have to do when it comes to protecting our children and especially our Black girls. I pray for closure and healing for all those who have been traumatized by you. And for you, Jarvis Butts, I wish you a speedy trial and that justice be delivered. Your bind over date.
All right, so there you have it, you guys. That was her recommendation. Now, I do want to say this. A lot of people were saying that he had a mask on because they were beating him up in jail. But I heard that's actually not true. They have him in protective custody because of this high-profile case. So, I've been hearing mixed reactions about the mask, but they were saying that's why he was wearing a mask, so you couldn't see like his bruising and all that stuff. But as I understand, they have him in like some kind of protective custody where where people can't get to him. Thank you, son. Thank you for telling people to hit the like button. I appreciate that. Okay. So somebody had already brought it up way early in the beginning, but I wanted to say this part because, again, this is speculation. Whenever it comes to speculation, I like to separate that from the actual facts, right? Because, again, I don't want y'all to get confused and think I'm trying to tell y'all an alligator done ate this girl. But anyway, I digress. I did hear that Jarvis is telling people that Shannon did it. So I don't know if he's going to now flip and turn on Shannon, but that is the rumor and that is speculation. I do not know that for a fact if Jarvis is actually telling people that it was Shannon. That has not been proven yet. But I want to let you guys know that is being said out there that he is going to flip and say that Shannon was the one who off that little girl. But again, that's just speculation that I heard. I don't know that for a fact. I do not know that for a fact. So take that as you will, but please take it, with a grain of salt until it's actually proven. I don't want to, tell you guys that's a fact and I know that to be true. I don't know that for a fact. No, I don't. Anything is possible, right? Yeah, I agree. Anything is possible. Yeah, no, her body has not been found. No. Just the clothing. So there's evidence because obviously he had talked to her on the 9th, and then his searches about the Smagortion. They'll probably still flag my video because the judge said it. But I wonder too, how come the aunties just didn't take her to the clinic? Why didn't they just take her to the clinic? Like, because if they took her to the clinic, do they ask like who's the father? Like, they would have just been able to take her to the clinic, right? And granted, I'm not supporting, Smagortion, but I mean, I'd rather have that than for them to take this girl's life. If I'm just going to be honest about the alternative, I think that would have been better. They just went ahead and took their niece to, to the shop and then got it done that way. Instead of trying to look up home remedies on how to sick. I don't know. That would have to come out in the judgment, Demetria. I would probably say no because I don't think Detroit has DP. I don't think they have that, but it could. Roe versus Wade. Well, they would probably still be able to get one. They would probably still be able to get one. I think Detroit doesn't have like those limits on it, so they probably would have been able to get one. And again, like I said, what's up, Kat? I ain't seen you in a minute. And what's up, Miss Kitty? How you doing? What I want to clarify, because a lot of people are going to take my words and try to say that I'm suggesting something. So I just want to say, as far as we know now, Naziah is missing. I don't want to say she's unalive. She's missing, right? But I'm saying instead of them doing this whole scandal and everything like that and what's going on with Naziah, I wish that would have been an option for her to go and get the Smagortion instead of not being here today, being missing. That's what I'm saying. So hopefully everybody gets that and understands what I'm trying to say, so people don't misconstrue my words. Okay. No, we don't. Okay, thank you. Zaya found out she was pregnant too late to get, but she knew back in, and you know what? Again, to be fair, you might be right. Because we don't know how far along she was. Because the last message about any baby was back in November, but she had told him back in September. So she would have been, yeah, no telling. And again, for those of you just joining in, we watched the video where Shannon says she made Nazaya take a pregnancy test, but she didn't give a date of when she told her to take that pregnancy test. So there's a lot of questions with that. And don't forget, back in August, she was in the hospital. She was in the hospital back in August, and she said she had her period in August, but then in September, she said that she missed her period. So, and then she said also too that she has to go to the doctor later. So why did she need to go to the doctor in August, and why did she need to go to the doctor in September? Like, what was going on with her where she had to keep going to the doctor? It leaves for a lot of questions, a lot of questions. It's, and and now, because damn, I feel like I'm old, because I know when I was a kid, they didn't ask these questions, but now with the kids, they ask them like, is anybody doing X, Y, and Z to you? Like, they'll take as I understand, they'll take the parent out the room now, right? And then they'll ask the kid, like, is anybody doing X, Y, and Z? Because they want to stop. At least in California, they do that. Do they do that in any other state? Do they ask the kid if they're being, abused? In California, they do. I know it takes a minute because it's a delay. So let me see. Do they ask your kids like if they're being abused? And granted, if they did ask, more than likely Nazaya would say no, because we know that Shannon and them told the kids, don't say anything, keep your mouth shut. Yes, in Ohio. Okay, they still do. It's easy to be prone to infections when you're extremely active, AT2. Wow, that could be another thing. That could be another thing. Yeah, a lot to be considered, right, Darcy? Right. Yes, they asked us to leave the room, be more. Okay, so they ask in Baltimore too. Okay, got you. Yeah. But granted, like I said, more than likely they would have lied. Well, Nazaya would have lied and said, oh, no, that's not happening to me. And granted, when you're 13, you probably don't even know that you're being. Ooh, this is a deep conversation, y'all. What was happening to Nazaya, and hopefully y'all don't get offended, she probably didn't see as a problem. She didn't see it as a problem because she was willing herself. This is how it went on this long, because she didn't see it as a problem. Now, he told her, hey, delete the messages. Like, you're doing something in secrecy, right? But she's thinking, this man loves me. He wants to protect me. She's not thinking, no, this is a whole pervert and I need to get away from him. She's thinking that she's in love. Like, this is an actual relationship. You see, she was begging for him. Like, I don't want to lose you. I want you, blah, blah, blah. It's like mentally in her mind, she's seen nothing wrong with it. And I'm not blaming her. I want to let you guys know that. But I want to give you guys that mind frame of where she was at. She did not see anything wrong. And a lot of these kids who are taken advantage of don't see anything wrong. Let's talk about it for a minute. You hear a lot of these grown women now talk about how they had a boyfriend that was 24 years old or 30 when they're in high school. They used to pick them up in their car, and they talk about it so openly like it was nothing. And it's all like, you were preyed upon. You are a victim. But in your mind, you're all like, oh, it's cool for me to have an older boyfriend. You didn't even realize yourself that you were a victim. So just think about Naziah. She was thinking the same way, that this 40-year-old, yeah, he's older, but he loves me. That's what she was thinking. This is very deep, y'all. This goes very deep. I don't know what to say. Damn. Yeah, it's mental. Yeah. That's why it's important, like, for people, don't say she was fast, don't say she was this. She was groomed. And she was groomed to make this think that this was okay. He gave her the love and attention that she probably sought out from her family that obviously didn't give a damn about her. That's the sad part. Prayers for Naziah, and hopefully she returns. We all want her to return in one piece, but if it's not, I just hope that she's laid to rest peacefully. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the replay crew. I appreciate y'all watching the video. We out.